Welcome to part 2 of exploring Gaffney through the lens of June Carr. In part 1, I visited the previous post office, the historic downtown, Cowpens Battlefield, and Limestone College. As mentioned in the previous video, Gaffney is known by outsiders for high school football and the Peach Water Tower. But in reality, the town of Gaffney is much, much more. In this vlog, I'm going to travel to more Gaffney landmarks, some still visible and some lost to the past. After leaving the college, I drove to the courthouse, which was built in 1929. This photo was at the dedication ceremony. In it, you can see B. Middleton, G. Spears, E. MacArthur, J. Fort, L. Straup, H. Hicks, R. Swafford, and Floyd Baker. This building was built to replace the original courthouse, which was originally in front of the First Baptist Church. Today, not much has changed, although I did get some very strange looks, as I suppose many people don't stop to take photos of a courthouse. Next, I went after a view of West Bufford Street. This photo was taken prior to 1930. The wall on the right visibly encloses the Wheat home in which Irene Garage was located behind. At the end of the road, a small building can be seen, and it was a neighborhood grocery store ran by Alex Quinn. I genuinely tried to get a similar photo, however none of mine looked quite as good as the original. As mentioned previously, Irene Garage was at the corner of Logan and Bufford Street, at the rear of the Wheat home. It was a public garage operated by Badger and Goodhart, but later it became Wheat's personal garage. This photo was taken between 1909 and 1910. As far as the location of Irene Garage, there is a little bit of controversy. The book says that it was located behind the Wheat home, but I heard from a trusted source that it was actually across the street in the location of the now CVS. In this collection, there's also a photo of the Wheat house, which was so beautiful people would get off the train just to look at it. The house was even featured on several postcards. The Wheat house was built in 1894 and over time went through many changes. Today, all that remains is a shopping center, which once was an A&P and then a bargain host, and now is a box bin store with an attached bingo parlor. The next area I went to was at the corner of West Bufford Street and Logan. This photo was taken of a home there between 1927 and 1928. This picture shows Austin Gaffney as she gets ready to drive in the 4th of July parade. I believe this to be the home because of the shape of the roof, but I am unsure. It is the location, but I am not 100% sure that this is the house. Next, I drove to a site I was 100% sure of, and that was Irene Park. This photo was taken of the gazebo and lake built by Wheat, and the young lady in this photo is Irene Wheat. Today, a pool is being built in that area. While a pool had once been there before, it had been closed because I believe of a tragic circumstance. This photo, also taken at Irene Park, was taken during the early 1900s during a baptism. The Webster home can be seen in the background. Because this area now shares the parking lot with what is now the Veterans Appreciation Park, I made sure that we had a good look around before leaving. This is Mount Sinai Church, built in 1918. It is located in the Grassy Pond community. Today, while this building has changed, the church is still going strong. As of November 20th of 22, it has celebrated its 150th year. West End Church was organized under Reverend Waters. The congregation met in this building on Floyd Baker. This structure had a sawdust floor, and the church had 36 members. Later, a church built of brick and an education building would be built on that site. Today, however, the church is located on Oak Brook Drive. Providence Church was established in 1802. This photo was taken in the 1920s. Today, this church still exists, and while it looks different, it is much larger. Bethel Baptist was organized in 1894. The building was originally wood, but a brick building was built in 1924. Today, the church is held in a building which was beside the 1924 brick building. Unfortunately, this brick structure burnt down in 2017. In the book, Carr has several photos of schools, such as this rural schoolhouse with a hand-pull bell, the Cherokee Avenue School, which was built in 1910 but eventually torn down, and the Gaffney High School building, which was completed in 1924. This high school building was replaced by a more modern structure in 1973. Today, this site is home to Gaffney Middle. In 2000, a new high school was built off of Twin Lakes Road. This home office belonged to Dr. Hickson. He was a doctor, a preacher, and a teacher. However, Dr. Hickson became very disliked. This was because during World War I, he made a snide comment about the president. The home in the photo, which can barely be seen, was the J. Little home. Today, Dr. Hickson's house still exists, and it is Shuford and Hatchard Funeral Home. The Colonial Ice Cream Company was located on East Frederick. In the 1920s, this ice cream company was operated by C.B. Poole and H. Griffith, who are shown in this photo. Ice cream was manufactured here and shipped via truck to nearby towns. Today, the building no longer exists, but I was told that it was an empty lot near the Sheriff's Department. Dravo Dam at Gaston Shoals. This photo was taken in 1908. The dam was rebuilt in 1916 after a massive flood. This dam provides power for Gaffney, Cowpens, Blacksburg, Packlet, Clifton, and Converse. I am ashamed to say that I have never heard of this dam. Beside the dam, there is a small public fishing area. The Lipscomb Home on South Johnson, 1902. Today, I am happy to report this beautiful house still exists. While the exterior has changed, I was told the inside is stunning, and the floors and fireplaces are works of art. The corner of Limestone and Rutledge. This was taken in the 1920s. Today, the houses are still there. However, the roads are paved and the trees are much more mature. The June H. Carr home on Union Street. I believe this home to be more beautiful than ever. This photo was possibly taken in the 1930s and shows an old grist mill on the Little Thickety Creek. I was told that I could find this location at the end of Sprucer Mills Road in Cowpens. I'm unsure if this is the exact location. The road was closed because of the bridge, but I did walk through the woods to the river, and this is what I saw. The lime kilns on O'Neill Street, 1930. I was told that this was an empty lot at O'Neill Street and Thomas. Next, I'm going to show a few more pictures from the book of places that I just couldn't find or I just didn't have time to look for. The Granard Street home that was built in the original location of the Michael Gaffney cabin. I was told that it has been torn down, but I couldn't find the exact location. The Highway 29 overpass at Elma Mill. I really just didn't have time to look for this. And I'm not even sure if the mill even exists. The Blacksburg train depot. I didn't really travel to Blacksburg much during my vacation, but I wanted to add this photo because it shows World War I veterans about to get on the train to go to Washington, D.C. to march for more federal assistance. The Gaffney Brick Company off of 85. In 1954, this company was described as the most modern brick company, and it used nearby clay pits. I did look for this place, but I really had a hard time finding it. The location of the old train depot. I know where this location is, I just didn't take a picture of it. But through my research, I did find out that this is the most regretted landmark that has been destroyed. The railroad crossing between Blacksburg and Gaffney. I really wanted to get a picture of this, but I was told that you could only see it by river. City Park was a popular place for men and women to go on dates. And it was also a great place where you could get renewing waters from an artisan well. The standpipes between the Little John and Goodlock homes at the end of Jeffries. I believe they held very pure water from what I've read. A photo taken from the Bird home. I didn't know the location of the Bird home, and I was told several different things. I do know that it is now a convenience food store, but I'm not sure which one. And the last photo is of the Ross Tin Mine located on 9th Street, and I really did try to find this place. But when you travel to the end of 9th Street, it's like there's like a fence. And then I heard that it was really located off of 10th Street. I was also told that the mine had been covered up. However, I also heard stories that in 1957, kids really liked to play in that area and play in the creek that was beside the mine. But probably the best story that I heard was about a group of boys who called themselves the 5th Street Boys, who in 1953 explored the tin mine, and then when they got as far as they could go, they decided to build a fire. And the fire was so smoky that they didn't feel like they was even going to get out of the mine. I just really enjoy hearing those stories. If you have any stories of any of the locations that I've shared today, or if you know of any locations in Gaffney or the upstate or South Carolina that you think are really interesting and that I should visit, please let me know in the comments and I'll make sure to read those. I'd love to hear from you. If you like this video, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and as always, thanks for watching.